Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gina Marie Agderian. I am the author of The Letters in the Old House, available on Amazon in paperback and Kindle. I will have a link to purchase the book in the description below. So today is, surprise, surprise, another episode of Book Talk. I feel like this whole channel is just filled with book talk. I have a bunch of other videos where I talk about different books that I've read, what I like, what I didn't like, and so you may want to check that out if you go on my page. If you like book reviews, if you enjoy reading as much as I do, please subscribe. I do a lot of videos about pretty much everything is about books for the most part. So today we are talking about The Counselors by Jessica Goodman. Now, full disclosure, this is actually a young adult novel. I grabbed this from the young adult section in my library. So I did see it somewhere on Instagram and it sounded good when I read the description. So here we are. I give this one a 3.5 out of 5 for a couple of different reasons. And of course, I don't ever give any spoilers, but I am going to talk a little bit about why I felt I wanted to give this one like a 4 out of 5 stars so badly, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. So this book is basically, it revolves around this young woman named Goldie Easton, who is a woman, or I should say a young woman. She's, I think like 18, and she goes to a summer camp every year. And she actually lives in the same town as the summer camp. So she's considered like a townie or a local. And her parents actually work at the camp, and she's an only child. And the town that the camp is in is not a wealthy town, really. It's very rural, and it's, you know, it's very woodsy, but it's up in Maine and it's not considered a very wealthy area. But this camp caters to a lot of wealthy children and their families, very, very high end, coming from Manhattan and Connecticut and New Jersey, and all places and areas that have a lot of families with a lot of money. So she becomes best friends when she's very young with these two girls, Ava and Imogene. And you start to see how their friendship is tested. In the beginning, you hear about how Goldie's, basically her senior year of high school was completely ruined by an event, which I won't spoil for anybody. And then you hear that somebody died. There's a teenager that shows up on the property of the camp that died, and they try to unravel the mystery as to why this individual died. Now, Goldie and her friends are camp counselors in this book, hence the counselors. They're all lifeguards. So they grew up going to this camp, and they grew up, together every summer, spending the whole summer at camp. And Goldie goes to this camp, basically, I guess for free, because her parents work there. That's kind of the gist of, that's what I assumed anyway. So it was good in that it was interesting and fun and kind of cute to see them, with the flashbacks of them as children and how they became friends and all the fun stuff they did. And I never went to summer camp. I grew up going to the town pool every day, which was awesome. I had great summers as a kid and made a lot of friends and got to spend time with my friends in the summer, but I never went to sleepaway camp. So this kind of gave me a really good insight as to what sleepaway camp may be like, according to the author's perspective anyway. But the reason I couldn't bring myself to give it a 4 is, number one, it's supposed to be, I guess, like a, like not a suspense novel, but maybe more or less like a horror novel, or a thriller. And I just, it didn't do that for me. I wasn't creeped out by this. It didn't freak me out. There's a death, and then they're just trying to figure out why this person died and how they died and everything, and who's lying, who's not, who can we trust. And the reason behind the death to me was very unbelievable. There were just some things I really couldn't buy into and suspend disbelief. So without giving away what it was, when I got to the end, I was like, that's why this person died. Like, I was kind of disappointed. But the whole book itself was good. It was well written, it was interesting, and I really liked it. It just, the reasoning I think behind why this person was killed, and the fact that they're like, it took forever for the person to show up dead on the camp property, and that really made me kind of like, okay, you know, I was waiting and I'm reading and I'm reading and I'm going through pages and pages, and I don't know exactly what page it was on, but I was quite far into the book before all of a sudden there's a death. And you know, it rattles the main character, Goldie Easton, because she goes on and on a lot about how this camp, I think it's called Alpine Lake, is supposed to be like the best place in the world. It's her happy place, it's her safe place, blah blah blah. So that's, I guess, why it's supposed to feel more scary, or we're supposed to kind of buy into her attachment or her emotional attachment more to the camp, because she just loves it so much and it's the best place in the world. And you know, they talk a lot about like class differences between the people who work at the camp versus the people who are actually campers and the families that send their kids there. So I would recommend this if you want a quick read where you're not looking for like a crazy thriller that's really going to throw you for a loop with a bunch of twists and turns. I did figure this out about 3/4 of the way through. I figured everything out. It wasn't that difficult. So if you're looking to be really surprised, or you're really looking to go like, wow, what a book at the end, this may not be the story for you. But that being said, for what it is, for being a young adult thriller, I thought it was well written. It was well done. There were just some things in it that I was kind of not really buying into. So The Counselors by Jessica Goodman. Pick it up if you want a really good, quick thriller read that's not going to be too taxing on your brain. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this book, if you've read it or if you plan on reading it. And as always, guys, happy reading.